Hello everyone, I'm Xinyi Huang. Today I'm going to introduce my project, Annual Distribution of White Polar Bears in Western Hudson Bay over the last 10 years. And this is the studies of land cover change and sea ice changing. In order to get to my topics better, it is important to start with some background information of my study. And firstly, there are very few countries in the world that have white polar bear. Canada, the United States, Russia, Norway, and Greenland. Canada has the highest number of polar bears of any of the other three, and between 60% and 80% of all polar bears are found by Canada. The area I have identified for study is Western Hudson Bay and the area near the town of Churchill, in Manitoba. The data on the right provided by the World Wildlife, which is WWF in 2016, indicate that the Western Hudson Bay area has a population of 500 to 1,000 polar bears, and that the polar bears in this area is on a downward trend for the future, and which represent the red area. And this raises my concern as to what would lead to this hypothesis of the trend. So I put forward my sense, and the first point is whether the expansions of human activity has led to a decline in bear population by excessive interactions with the environment in which polar bear lives. And and the second point is it related to the habitat of polar bear and does global warming affect the survival of polar bear and how does it affect them? So we come to the next slide. The importances of sea ice to polar bear and why polar bear choose Western Hudson Bay as their habitat. And first, sea ice is necessary for polar bear to survive. And the basic condition for polar bear to complete their hunt is to be on sea ice. The world contains four major sea ice areas: seasonal, divergent, convergent ice ecoregions, and archipelago ecoregions, all of which are located in or around polar bears. Hudson Bay is located in where the ice that can be formed is the seasonal ice ecoregion. And the special feature of this ice is that it melts completely every summer as the temperature rises. In summer, Hudson Bay is not able to see the ice at all, but this is also the main reason why Hudson Bay is chosen by white polar bears. The nature of sea ice, which melt every year, is that the trace elements and salts stored in the sea ice melt back into the water in the summer, allowing water creatures to survive, make, making Hudson Bay the very rich resource of water and aquatic resource. When the sea ice started to melt, the bear also started to hunt. They can usually find enough food in Hudson Bay to survive compared to other areas. So, in order to discover the relationship that exists, I have defined my objective as first, monitoring urban change in the town of Churchill and the surrounding over the 10 years period, primarily comparing the expansion of urban area. Second, monitoring sea ice condition in Hudson Bay in the winter and comparing sea ice freezing at the nearest date around a 10 years period. And the last one, monitoring the total number of days the sea ice melt in the summer to compare whether the length of the ice-free period is directly related to the decline in polar bear population. So here are the methodology I use in this project, including data source, software, analysis method, and outcome result that I have used in and will continue to use. The data source I'm using are Landsat 8 satellite image from USGS Earth Explorer of the town of Churchill and Hudson Bay and Western Hudson Bay. And the difference is that the point of the time at which image was selected. In order to see the urban expansions, the satellite map of Churchill was selected for the peak summer period of the year, for instance, July and August. And to get a map of the sea ice distribution, the time chosen is the end of June, when the sea ice started to melt. Which around October, when the sea ice started to reform. And satellite map used are downloaded and manipulated in the QGIS so that they can be combined from a single band file into a multi-band truth color composite map. And after that, Google Earth Engine and Earth were used to manually select urban area and sea ice area for each year. And then further change detection for analysis should be used. In addition, the government of Manitoba provided the polygon of the municipal subdivisions of Churchill, and the accurate geographic distribution was obtained by Collate tool in Google Earth Engine. Otherwise, the annual populations of polar bear and the linear graph of sea ice mutate are also the method I would like to use to complete this project objective. Now comes to the result I have made so far, starting with the satellite map of the town of Churchill. So from the current satellite map of 3 different years from 2013, 2018, 18 to 2022, you can see that there is no significant urban change in Churchill, only some small bright spots added in some bays and northwest corner of the town, and also like some area near the airport. So I tentatively conclude that the decrease in polar bear population does not seem to be like closely related to human activity, because there is no much change in urban and the surrounding area. The next result was a big surprise to me. So you can see that these graphs are like are the date of 2016 and 2021, and the date is July 2nd and June 30th. It can be said that these are two images of the sea ice condensations in western Hudson Bay on nearly the same day. And we can see that the sea ice distribution in 2016 was still like 60%, 70% of the overall water body, while by the same time, the 2021, the sea ice has nearly disappeared, like with only a small area in the eastern part of the image. And I was really surprised of this result, and I was sure of my directions for the CI changing. So, as my next step, I The next step will be to spend more time on the sea ice part. But firstly, the urban change in Churchill is also something I haven't finished yet and need to like more detail to monitoring the urban area for change detections over 10-year periods, like classification and to see if there are any unexpected finding. And then it is very important to add like some to add more settler map of sea ice, including more years like more different conditions of the sea ice, and compare the melt and freeze time, and make a linear relationship between the number of days without ice and the number of polar bear in between to find their relationship. So that's it, the end. Thank you, everyone.